Fields Elementary. We are back with the March Madness competition of books. Right now I've got the Elite 8 ballots in, and we're going to find out who each of our winners are. I thought I would share with you the tallying process so that you could kind of live through an actual competition. So this competition, it was all about the illustrations and how they were able to convey the meaning of the story of the picture book, because one of these didn't really lend itself to an actual story per se. It was a little different. So we have Howard McWilliam, and he was the illustrator of What If You Had Animal Teeth, and he was going against Edward the Emu, and Rod Clement was the illustrator of that book. So let's take a look at how the tallies came out. Here we go. So our final winner of this match would be What Would You Do If You Had Animal Teeth? So Animal Teeth will be advancing to the final four. Now let's take a look at our next round. On to the second competition for books in the left region. We had Stick and Stone, illustrated by Tom Leichenfeld, and Rosie Revere Engineer, illustrated by David Roberts. So let's check this one out. To 9, it looks like Stick and Stone is going to advance on to the final four. Okay, now we're on to the right region of books. We've got the famous Pete the Cat, illustrated by James Dean, and Shel Silverstein's The Giving Tree. Let's take a look at how they for Pete. So Pete will be advancing into the final four. Okay, and then we're on to the last competition for the right region. These two have a unique situation. We've got the author is the illustrator for these last two books. So we've got R.J. Palacio and Ashley Spires competing for the most effective use of illustrating in their picture books. So let's take a look at how they matched up. up for our Elite 8. Now we're on to the final 4. So for the left region, we're gonna have, what would you do if you had animal teeth, compete against stick and stone. And for the right region, we've got Pete the cat, who's gonna go against We're All Wonders. But what are they gonna compete for? So this next round, we're gonna be taking a look at character development. So let's take a look at character development in each of the final 4 books. The first book, What Would You Do If You Had Animal Teeth by Sandra Markle. Question number 1, who even are the characters? There are 2 different text structures that are happening throughout this book. Miss Markle has a great informative piece on the left side of every page that has information about various animal teeth. And on the right-hand side, she invites us as readers to be a character and thinking about possible problems that would be created if we had teeth just like that animal. So I'm wondering what your conversation would be about that character development. Then we move on to Beth Ferry's Stick and Stone, where we have characters as actual objects. What? Objects as characters? Is that even possible? There's a lot of inferred meaning that's happening throughout this book. Any symbolism happening? Love to capture some of the conversations that are happening in your classrooms about these. And moving on to Eric Litwin's Pete the Cat, we've got an infamous Pete who has guest starred in many different books. How does he continue to captivate and engage his audience? He's a pretty popular guy. There's just something about him and his reactions to problems that he faces that keeps us wanting more. So I'd love to hear about what in the world has us reading book after book of Pete the Cat. And last but certainly not least, Pete the Cat will be competing against We're All Wonders by R.J. Palacio. Exactly who is the main character of We're All Wonders? Some may debate that the book is referring to Augie Pullman just because of the association of the novel Wonder or the movie Wonder. That's for you to have some conversations about in your classroom. So we've got some serious thinking to do, lots of claims to be made, lots of debating, definitely supporting your opinion with some evidence that you're seeing from the text. I think I might even get a panel down here of some various grade levels to see what their conversations would be like, and I want you to hear the voices of some other students here. So that is all we have for now. Stay tuned. Shields March Madness is not over. Next round is due by Wednesday at 3:45.